Greet and meet. Well, it's one of the most important topics of the day. Why? Because we meet and greet people on a daily basis, especially when we are in the office or even at home when we are expecting some guest or in some party. How do you meet or how do you greet people also talks about how you are as a person. So it's very important and crucial. What we are going to do is we're going to talk about four important things: how to meet and greet, and above all, first impression, how to have that winning first impression. Okay, so when people see you, they have that impression of you and they go with that everlasting impression. Then comes to salutation in terms of how do you greet them, how do you wish them, when to use Mr., when not to use Mr., when to use Miss, when not to use Miss. Okay, and moving on to how to power greet. So we're not just going to talk about normal greeting. We're going to talk about power greeting. Okay, and towards the end, the most sorted topic, elevator pitch. अगर आपको elevator pitch के बारे में नहीं पता है, you will totally love this. Okay, this is one of the most coveted topics. Okay, and in the corporate world, if you're working, this is what you need to prepare yourself for. All right, so we'll take it one by one और चलते हैं अगले slide की ओर. Here's an interesting fact. Do you know people form an impression of you within few seconds of you meeting them? I'm telling you the truth. There's a study that shows that people form 11 impressions about you within the 7 seconds of you meeting them for a job interview. I mean, in other life as well, I mean, your personal life as well, if you're meeting someone for the first time, they will make an impression of you. It's the same way, may not be 11, but they will make some impressions of you because you too are doing the same, right? So forming an impression is very natural. But in a professional world, there are 11 impressions the interviewer or interviewers will note about you, and that too in the first 7 seconds. It's called a 7-11 rule. Let's find out about it, okay? Here we go. 7-11 rule. Now, what does it say? The first thing that people notice about you, you'll be surprised, is your smile. Absolutely. So the first thing they notice about you is how you're smiling. Are you smiling? A smile usually dissipates all the tension in the room because it's very difficult to miss a smiling face. Okay? Next thing that they notice about you is your eye contact. Now we discussed a little bit about eye contact before as well. Okay, when you're meeting, so there's a group of people or the group of interviewers and you're meeting them, your eye contact should be at least with each one at least 1 to 2 seconds. But if you're meeting someone alone, like, if you're meeting a person, then it should not be more than 4 to 5 seconds. Anything less than 4 seconds will show that you are not able to maintain eye contact or you're shying away. That means you're hiding something, okay, or probably not confident. And anything over 5 seconds, well, this shows that you're simply staring. तो क्या करना चाहिए? मोबाइल फ़ोन पे अलार्म लगा लें, 5 सेकंड्स के बाद बीप होता कि हम अपना आई कॉन्टैक्ट चेंज कर लें? नहीं, ऐसा नहीं. You would know in your gut. You see, you are blessed with sixth sense as well. So we all know when are we being looked at versus when are we being stared at. ठीक है? So टेंशन मत लीजिए. You will get to know. But 4 to 5 seconds is what normally people should stick to. Okay, then comes your greeting. Yes. Now, how do you greet people? Hello, how are you? Or hey, what's up? Both are greetings and both have different impact. Both are used in a different context. Hello, how are you is very professional, or hi, how are you is very professional. That should be used with either people who are elder to you or in your professional world. But hey, what's up? Is usually used for your friends because it's very casual in nature. I mean, I don't think we go about saying, hey, what's up to our bosses and senior leadership. But the same way, we don't even say, hello, how are you to our friends. You see? So each of the greeting has its place. ठीक है? चलिए, आगे बढ़ते हैं. In a professional world, however, especially during an interview, I'm sure you don't have to say, hi, what's up, right? Okay. Next one, presentation. अब प्रेजेंटेशन क्या प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं हम अपने आप को. So when they look at you, they will form impression of you basis on how you dressed up. देखिए, in a professional world, you don't go dressed up as if you're going to a college. Similar way, you would not go to a college party dressed up as formal, right? So both attires have their places, and both attires, again, just like greeting, have both attires, just like greeting, they have their impact on people. Now imagine this, that you are going for an interview. How would you go? Would you go in tattered clothes? Obviously not, right? अगर आप किसी से पहली बार मिल रहे हैं तो क्या करेंगे आप? अच्छे से कपड़े पहनेंगे ना? And all of that is important, and that is noted. By the way, the way you dress up also shows your seriousness about the interview or the meeting. तो आप जितने सीरियस होंगे आप उतने ही अच्छे से बन के आएंगे. करेक्ट? यहाँ पे हमें जो ध्यान रखना है वो ये है that you need to ensure the fact that you stick to your corporate or your office dress code policy. अगर आपकी ऑफिस की ड्रेस कोड पॉलिसी है that you can wear casual, then wear casual, but stick to the policy, okay, in terms of not wearing tattered clothes or torn jeans. पर अगर आपकी ऑफिस की पॉलिसी है that you need to dress formally, then stick to that. In my personal opinion, you should stick to the office dress code policy. Okay? All right. Then what is covered? Well, important thing, the elephant in the room, body language. Now, body language के ऊपर मैंने एक अलग से मॉड्यूल बनाया है, because ये इतने छोटे टाइम में मैं कवर नहीं कर सकता, because it's huge. Okay, body language is a huge umbrella. इसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें आती हैं. But for the sake of this 11 impression that I'm telling you about, let me tell you, body language is noticed too. How you enter the room, how you sit, are you slouching, all of that is noted as well. Be it professional or your personal meeting. Let me tell you that. Okay? Then comes your punctuality. How punctual you are. Okay? When I say punctuality, हम लोग एक चीज़ के लिए बड़े फेमस हैं हम सारे इंडियंस. ओके, वी आर ऑलवेज इन अ रश. आप कभी भी चले जाइए रोड पे, ऑलवेज इन अ रश. यू विल फाइंड समवन और द अदर ड्राइविंग रैश जस्ट टू गेट फर्स्ट, बट वी नेवर रीच एनीवेयर ऑन टाइम. Always in rush, never reach anywhere on time. Punctuality for some people comes on top, above smile. Because if you are punctual, then it shows that you are serious about this meeting. So punctuality के लिए, I will suggest leave on time, make sure that you cater or factor the traffic that you need to or you must face. All of those factors are important, and you must ensure the fact that you show there on time. Okay, it's not just the habit, it's also a sign of respect. Okay, moving on. Positive attitude. अब ये positive attitude तो बहुत सुना है हमने, but how do you show it? How do you know that you have positive attitude? Simple. Remember, we have covered this in great detail. Mindset. It's your mindset that gives you that positive outlook, positive attitude, and it reflects in the way you are, the way you're talking to them, okay, the sparkle in your eye, the word choice that you're using. Very easy. When I go for hiring, so I notice all these things when I am interviewing people. Okay, hence I'm telling you this actually works. Okay, and you would not believe, but most of the time a seasoned interviewer is 100% accurate. Okay, because in those 7 seconds when you form this impression, you have the interview, of course, will last for 30 or 45 minutes, so you will notice more. And this perception, which we are going to cover, so all of these impressions right now are perception. This will become reality if you don't challenge it or change it. It is what it is. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Trustworthiness. अब देखिए, trustworthiness, तो obviously trust takes time to build, but that's in your personal life. In professional life, I don't have to trust you with my personal life. I have to trust you with my professional work. Okay, so trustworthiness again is noted how you are describing your old job about your people. All right, it's very, very easy to find out. All the interviewer does is notice how you are behaving, how you're talking, and we'll get to know. Okay, what else? Well, we also get to know your educational or economic level. right? The way you're talking about things, or the way your mindset is about certain things, the way you're able to explain, so we get to know, and how you dress up, of course, and then your political, religious, or ethnic background, and towards the end your social and professional desirability. Okay, so ये तो हो गए 11 impressions. Like I said, interview of course lasts for 30 to 45 minutes. Your personal meetings also last for hours. So ये जो first impression है, ये actually right now सिर्फ perception है, but ये perception reality बन जाता है अगर हम इसको challenge नहीं करते. जी हाँ, challenge का मतलब again, like we were discussing, okay, it's not about with fists and kicks. Challenge in terms of your words, in terms of how you're introducing yourself, or how you are able to answer the most difficult questions. ठीक है, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं और जानते हैं salutations के बारे में. Salutations. Now, again, it's about the way you meet people, greet them. But यहाँ पे हम कभी कभी titles use करते हैं, जो कि well normally in corporate world is not used anymore, at least in international corporate, but domestic में या शायद education industry जो है वहाँ पे I know that this is still being used, dear sir or dear madam. However, I have a little question for you about these. Okay, tell me, where do we use Mr. with first name or last name? Answer that in the comment section, okay? For instance, if my name is Rohan Sharma, where would I use Mr. with the first name or with the last name? Would I say Mr. Rohan? Write down in the comment section, okay? Okay, pause this video, write down in the comment section. Okay, for those who have done it, here is the answer. Always the last name. It is never Mr. Rohan. It is always Mr. Sharma. I have heard so many trainers, I have heard so many trainees, I have heard so many people use this incorrectly. Mr. is always used with the last name, never with the first name, not with the first name ever. Okay, please remember that. Number 2, how about Miss? Where will we use this? First name or last name? Again, in the comment section. Pause this video in the comment section. Okay, good. Those who have done it, let's see. Did you get it right? Miss is always used with the last name too. Always. Okay. How about this one? Master. देखिए जो छोटे बच्चे होते हैं, जो एडल्ट नहीं हैं अभी, उनके लिए हम मास्टर यूज़ करते हैं. सो मास्टर कहाँ यूज़ करेंगे? फर्स्ट नेम और लास्ट नेम? Comment section. Come on. You know it. Okay, those who have done it, always the first name. It is very interesting, but let me tell you, we don't use these titles anymore, though it is good to know information, and sometimes we try to use Mr. with certain people. Always remember with the last name, Mrs. with the last name. So it's always Mrs. Sharma, not Mrs. Ritu. Just like Mr. Sharma and not Mr. Raghav. Okay? One more question before we move on. On a wedding card, we use Mr. or Mrs. or Mrs. and Mr. Okay? And if we use Mrs. and Mr., why? If we use Mrs. and Mr., why do we use Mrs. and Mr.? Answer that in the comment section. I'm not going to tell you this answer. So answer that in the comment section. Write your answers down. Let's see how many get it. ठीक है? चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं और पावर ग्रीटिंग के समझते हैं. देखिए पावर ग्रीटिंग आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू. यूजुअली क्या होता है व्हेन यू आर इन इंटरव्यू और आप किसी से पहली बार मिल रहे हैं या किसी मीटिंग में किसी से मिले, आप किसी पार्टी में कहीं मिले आप, तो हमेशा आपको हर बार सेकंड चांस नहीं मिलता है ना. कभी कभी एक ही बार मिला होता है एंड दैट्स प्रीटी मच इट. बट देयर आर सम पीपल जो कि आपसे पहली बार मिलके भी एक छाप छोड़ जाते हैं. दे लीव अ लास्टिंग इम्प्रेशन ऑन यू. हाउ डू दे डू दैट? वेल सिंपल. They power greet you. How does this happen? Well, it's a similar thing what we've been discussing so far. It's one thing. That's the only thing that you will be able to nail that first impression. Okay? So make sure you introduce yourself properly. How? We'll just cover that in a next slide. But make sure that you greet them, and not just normal greet them, you power greet them so that they have an impression of you even when they met you like couple of years ago or ages ago, but they will remember you कि यार वो उनसे मिले थे, बहुत ही अमेजिंग पर्सनालिटी थी उनकी, है ना? कैसे जानते हैं, चलिए. सो हाउ डू वी डू दैट? वेल, एक चीज़ तो आपको बताता हूँ पहली, वी इंडियंस आर ब्लेस्ड विद मैनर्स. ठीक है, और हम लोग में, हमारे ना खून में है ये, ओके, रिस्पेक्ट करना, and in our culture, and that is something that we should be very proud of. Okay, तो होता क्या है, normally when someone comes to our house or comes to your seat, we normally stand up and meet them, and that's exactly what we are supposed to do, while to show you that you're respectful. And here as well, okay, and this is a part of power greed. So remember that you're taking down notes, and I hope people, आप लोग notes ले रहे हैं. अगर आप notes नहीं लिख रहे हैं ना तो मुश्किल है, बट एनीवेज आपके पास लेसन्स तो है ही, आप बार बार सुन सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर आपने नोट्स लिखे हैं तो वो एक मेमोरी बन जाएगा और आपको भूलने में बड़ा मुश्किल होगा वो, क्योंकि आपने इसको लिख भी लिया है, याद भी कर लिया है, सुन भी लिया है, तो चीज़ें आपको हमेशा याद रहेंगी. ठीक है, चलिए इसको समझते हैं. सो नॉर्मली व्हाट यू शुड डू, ओके, जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ इट आई एम कवरिंग दिस. हालांकि मुझे पता है हम करते होंगे ऐसा, पर अगर जो नहीं करते हैं तो लेट्स लर्न अबाउट इट. अगर आपसे कोई मिलने आता है आपकी चेयर पे या आपके घर में, तो हमें उनको खड़े होकर मिलना चाहिए. इट्स अ साइन ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट. वी शुड स्टैंड अप एंड देन मीट देम. एंड ऑफ कोर्स इन इंडियन कल्चर हम तो पैर भी छूते हैं, सो विच इज़ ऑल्सो अ साइन ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट. अब ऑफिस में तो आप नहीं कर सकते और करना भी नहीं चाहिए, बट एटलीस्ट यू कैन स्टैंड अप फ्रॉम योर चेयर व्हेन समवन कम्स टू मीट यू. ओके, इट शोज दैट यू रिस्पेक्ट देम. ओके, लेट्स मूव ऑन. आई कॉन्टैक्ट. अब देखिए, आई कॉन्टैक्ट हमने अभी ही कवर किया है, तो ये तो बिल्कुल फ्रेश होना चाहिए, पर आई कॉन्टैक्ट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट व्हेन यू पावर ग्रीटिंग देम. अगर आप आंखें चुरा के उनसे बात कर रहे हैं तो इट्स नॉट अ साइन ऑफ ट्रस्ट वर्दीनेस एज वेल. ठीक है, तो हमेशा आप आई कॉन्टैक्ट बना के रखिए व्हेन यू मीट देम. अगेन 4 to 5 seconds इज़ गुड इनफ टाइम. स्टेयर नहीं करना है, देखना है उनको, ठीक है, बट अवॉइड करना है कि हम स्टेयरिंग में आ जाएं. एंड I also know sometimes it's very you feel shy looking at someone's eyes. So the idea is you don't keep looking at them, okay? So you look at them for some times and then you move away and then you again come back, because when you look at them, when you look at them in their eyes, it also shows that you are focusing on them. Okay? All right. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. और स्माइल, वेल ये तो पता ही चुके हैं हम आपको. स्माइल जो है इम्पॉर्टेंट है, इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है. पहली चीज़ें नोट करते हैं लोग आप में, वो स्माइलिंग है. देखिए, स्माइल को ना इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते आप. सो व्हेन यू सी अ स्माइलिंग फेस, ओके, इट्स द ऑटोमेटिक रिस्पॉन्स इज अ स्माइल. ओके, अनलेस ऑफ कोर्स आप उसे पर्सनली जानते हो और आपकी कोई लड़ाई हो रखी हो. ठीक है, लेकिन नॉर्मली व्हेन इन अ प्रोफेशनल वर्ल्ड व्हेन समवन मीट यू फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, यू ऑलवेज स्माइल, एंड बिकॉज दैट्स ऑल्सो you're trying to show them that you welcome them. ठीक है, उसके बाद आता है हैंड शेक और हग. बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो अच्छा, हैंड शेक कैसा होना चाहिए? नॉर्मली मैंने देखा है कि वी बिलीव दैट हैंड शेक बड़ा फर्म होना चाहिए. करेक्ट, बट द हैंड शेक शुड नॉट बी लाइक अ डेथ ग्रिप. मतलब इट्स नॉट अ कॉन्टेस्ट ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ कि मैं दिखाता हूँ में कितनी स्ट्रेंथ है. हैंड शेक शुड बी फर्म, okay, and handshake should not be more than 1 or 2 seconds or probably 3 seconds. Okay, the idea is आप उसको हाथ पकड़ के नहीं रखेंगे जब तक आप बात कर रहे हैं. That's a little silly, जो मैं देखता हूँ लोग कभी कभी करते हैं. Okay, however, handshake should not be a limp handshake as well. Okay, so firm handshake is always good enough. Right, even when you're meeting with both men and women, a firm handshake is a good handshake. Okay, now how about a hug? Well, hug is only for your personal companions, your family, your friends, and that too with their consent. Okay, so अगर वो consensual है, of course you can give them a hug. मैंने देखा है प्रोफेशनल वर्ल्ड में भी, if you are friends with someone, you do give them a hug when you meet them, and that is absolutely normal, provided it's consensual. ठीक है, कंसेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो इफ बोथ ऑफ यू आर रेडी, then it's quite okay. You can hug them, you can hug each other even at work. Okay, introduction. Well, how do you introduce yourself? Very important. Normally क्या करते हैं आप पहले अपने आप को नाम लेते हैं. Hi, my name is dash, and then आप क्या करते हैं और आप क्या हैं. For instance, hi, my name is Rohan. I am manager with client services. माई नेम इज़ रोहन, पहले नाम आएगा और फिर आप क्या करते हैं, आई एम मैनेजर विद क्लाइंट सर्विसेज। ठीक है, चलिए एक क्वेश्चन है आपके लिए। व्हाट अबाउट अगर आपको अपने जूनियर को अपने सीनियर से मिलवाना है, मान लीजिए आप रोहन के बॉस हैं, ठीक है, और आपको रोहन को अपने बॉस विच इज़ पॉल से मिलवाना है, तो क्या करेंगे बताइए? राइट डाउन इन द कमेंट सेक्शन, हाउ वुड यू इंट्रोड्यूस रोहन टू पॉल? वुड यू इंट्रोड्यूस पॉल टू रोहन क्योंकि पॉल इज सीनियर, और यू वुड इंट्रोड्यूस Rohan to Paul? In the comment section, please write down. Seniority first. Okay, so आपको क्या करना है? आपको ये करना है, Hi Paul, meet Rohan. He is the manager with client services. And Rohan, meet Paul. He is the executive director for Europe and Asia. Got it? Then towards the end comes name game. Name game, well, if you remember the name, you will stay in the game. I'll say that again. If you remember the name, you will stay in the game. अगर आपको नाम याद रहते हैं लोगों के तो nothing like it. बहुत 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 बड़ी blessing है ये. I sometimes struggle with it, honestly. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, फिर मैं कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी कुछ बात याद रखता हूँ उनकी, जिससे मैं उनके नाम को एसोसिएट कर सकूँ, मुझे याद रहे वो। यहाँ पे नेम इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट बिकॉज समटाइम्स हम प्रोनाउंसिएशन पे ध्यान नहीं देते हैं नाम के, और वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है। सो वी नीड टू इंश्योर द फैक्ट दैट वी remember the name and also make sure that we pronounce their name correctly. That is how you power greet people. All right? Good. Coming up next is elevator pitch. उसके लिए मैं आपसे अगले वीडियो में मिलूंगा, पर अभी के लिए इतना ही. And one more request. Please ensure the fact that you are taking down notes. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.